A review of Living at the Crossroads. The book Living at the Crossroads sets out to expose to 21st century Christians how tainted and distorted their worldview can become when trying to live in the Western world and conform to a biblical standard of living. It walks the reader through a series of journeys and helps the reader to evaluate what is a worldview, what is their own personal worldview, as well as evaluate the current state of the world around them, and how to live the way God intended. This quick audio is just some comparisons that I have, noticed between the American worldview and the biblical worldview. They both differ drastically in many ways. If you look at the primary focus of the two worldviews, in the biblical worldview, the primary focus is on that of the family and the relationships, creating a community and making the focus on others. In the American worldview, the primary focus is on that of the individual. The focus is on the all about me aspect and not necessarily on that of a relationships of a group. Another drastic difference is primary reality. In the biblical worldview, the primary reality is that of spiritual. However, the American culture worldview, the primary reality is that of material. Objects such as money and those things that can be experienced tangible through our senses are what is relied upon. Furthermore is the contrast between the biblical worldview and the American worldview when it comes to purpose. This is key. The American cultural worldview sees the purpose of life as happiness on a personal, individual level. Many choices that Americans make are based on if it will have a favorable outcome for their individual happiness. Compare that to that of the biblical worldview, in which the purpose in life is all in God's glory. Choices made from the biblical worldview are made based on whether the outcome will glorify God rather than produce personal individual happiness. By now we have come to realize that our worldview embodies all of our actions, all of our thoughts, and all of our beliefs. We must now make a conscious effort to live in a biblical worldview. The next slide will show some ways in which we can do that.